teammates don't quite do it. Learning how to communicate that, articulate what you're seeing. That's been the growth of Caitlin Clark throughout her career at Iowa. Some of those early frustrations with some players early. Now they understand what she's seeing. They understand how to move, and if they're open, she will find them.
Martin commits the foul. Clark thought the defender went straight up.
Okay, so Caitlin Clark, the big star, she was in trouble again. Back in August, she got her 5th technical foul of the season during a game against the Seattle Storm. What happened? She just smacked the hoop post out of frustration. She tried to say it wasn't a big deal, but the ref wasn't having it. They told her it was disrespectful to the game. Fast forward to September, and she's playing the Las Vegas Aces. She got called for a shooting foul while defending, and guess what? She took her frustration out on the stanchion this time. That was her 6th technical foul of the season. Listen, that put her just 1 foul away from getting suspended for a game. So, obviously, everyone's talking about her strong personality, especially ESPN's Elle Duncan. Elle even talked about it on her show, worried about Caitlin's attitude and how it might affect her dad. Now, Elle loves Caitlin's fire and passion, but she also admitted that competitive edge has been a bit of a problem even back in college. Her advice: just chill out a little, try not to lose your temper down the road.
A lot of people didn't watch Caitlin, I think, in college, at least her whole career. That's very much a part of her personality. In fact, at the tournament, the first game or so of the tournament, it was a point of conversation amongst our guests with Andrea Carter and Shania Gumake, just how she needed to keep her emotions in check, how her team played, particularly well. She didn't play well, but her emotions had really got the best of her, and she acknowledged it. She acknowledges all the time. In fact, Lisa Bluter used to call technicals on her at practice because she gets so fired up. So no, I'm not concerned about her being fiery. I'm not concerned about any of those things, or the fact that she, airs her grievances with the refs. But we're so close, Gare Bear, in terms of the postseason. I mean, we've got a handful of games down the stretch. We've got Chicago losing to Minnesota, and then Atlanta losing to Washington, and Atlanta able to hold.
So, Clark herself mentioned she probably could have handled her emotions a bit better. But let's be real. Her fiery side has always been a part of her game, even just in practice. The thing is, if she can just keep that intensity in check, it can actually be a huge advantage on the court. Now remember that September game against the Minnesota Lynx? She was taking some serious hits from the other team, and the refs just weren't calling fouls. And get this, a FESA player nudged her to the floor, and she just laid there, hoping for a call that never came. She was boiling. Later, she admitted she needs to control those emotions. Her dad actually gave her that same advice earlier this year. During a game for the Iowa Hawkeyes against Holy Cross, Clark was constantly jawing at the refs. At one point, her dad, sitting in the stands, literally yelled at her to shut up and focus on the game. Yet, Clark doesn't really think she has an attitude problem, even though she agreed she might have complained too much against the Lynx. She even said, "That's never something I would ever change." What's crazy is, after her 5th technical, she felt it was a personal frustration, like damn it, not even about the refs or other players. She saw it as biased. Good news is, these technicals don't carry over to the postseason. They'll reset, but it still makes you wonder if she'll actually try to improve next season. Maybe with Elle Duncan and her dad speaking up, she'll finally see the problem. Because honestly, even after her 6th tech, she was still openly criticizing the refs in disbelief.
Acknowledged keeping your emotions in check. So I guess in a tense game like this, tense environment, I guess where does your mind, your competitiveness go when, occasionally teammates, kind of have to come in and redirect you away from the refs?
Well, I didn't think they were going to give me a technical at any point tonight. I would have been really sad for people in Washington, D.C. I didn't want to do that. I tried my best.
So Caitlin Clark, as a rookie for the Indiana Fever, had this absolutely historic start to her pro career. She's just been breaking records left and right, both on and off the court. But honestly, despite all those amazing accomplishments, there were a few stats that made you raise an eyebrow. For instance, she set the record for most assists in a single season, which is incredible. But here's the thing. She was also almost suspended because of too many technical fouls. She actually led the WNBA with 6 technicals in 2024. One more, and she would have been out for a game. Luckily, the technical foul count resets after the regular season, and the Fever only have one game left, so it looks like she's going to dodge that suspension. And get this, she even noted that her teammates, especially Iya Bastondo, were doing an awesome job of physically pulling her away from the refs to stop her from arguing.
But I don't want to be getting technicals at all, so. And my mom doesn't want that for me either, and I don't want to pay any more fines, so I'm done with that.
Honestly, a lot of those technical fouls called against Clark seemed completely absurd. So maybe we'll see her unleash even more emotion during the postseason now, without all those officials, unnecessary whistles. That would definitely make the games even better to watch. And I'm sure her mother, Nitty Clark, would be absolutely thrilled.
Clark circling her way through, finds an opening and banks it home. Indiana will reset. Clark, fire away. You bets.
Come on.
What's crazy is, being a rookie in the WNBA doesn't mean you can't handle the pressure in those nail-biting games, and Caitlin Clark is totally proving that. With a little help from her teammate, Elia Boston, and Coach Christie's constant support, she was able to sharpen her shooting skills and stay totally composed, even when things got intense. Remember, one more technical foul would have meant missing that huge game against the Mystics, but she crushed it. She led her team to an insane 110-109 victory. And during the press conference after that game, Clark really showed us what true teamwork looks like. She even laughed her head off about Aaliyah having to babysit her on the court.
Obviously the scoring.
Yeah,
Is that
it was,
accurate?
yeah, it was definitely fun, and obviously I've gone against JC for quite a while now in my career. Every year I was at Iowa, she was really good at Ohio State, so I'm pretty familiar with her game and what she's about, and I think she's had a really good year for the Wings, and, you know, she just, like, kind of takes what they give you. She's always consistent. She's always going to step up to the plate and guard whoever she needs to guard, and, you know, happy for her. But, yeah, I thought the game was really fun. Obviously, once we got it to 8, I wish we could have kept that a little bit better. We didn't execute really in the half court as well, and when they started throwing some traps at us, we didn't respond to it great, so I think just executing that last minute and a half a little bit better, where we don't have to like just go to the free throw line and make a bunch of free throws. I thought we were great at that, but you want to get to the point where you don't have to rely on that too. So I definitely love this type of game. Very high scoring, but our defense.
She clearly appreciates how competitive the game is, and she's always acknowledging what her opponents can do. But she's also not afraid to call out her own team's execution and defensive plays when they need it. That's a super well-rounded attitude, right? It just shows how dedicated she is to celebrating wins, but also always pushing for continuous improvement.
Spot, and I thought that 3 she made there in the fourth quarter was huge for us, and we could have executed a little bit better down the stretch, but I think we just really read and understand each other a lot better from where we were at the beginning of the season. Like, the amount of backdoor cuts that girl has got just because we make eye contact and she knows to go backdoor it's incredible. Like, that play we ran to start the third quarter, like, I wasn't involved in it. I wasn't at the beginning, but like, we ran that play a million times, and it just made me laugh because like she's so fast that she gets open every single time. So I'm really happy for her and proud of her.
Even when she wasn't directly in the play, Caitlin's reaction totally showed how much she respects Kelsey's speed and skill. It's clear she really values collaboration and is genuinely happy when her teammates achieve something big. Her upbeat attitude and pure satisfaction in their success just scream camaraderie and support.
You get the rookie record, you get a career high. It's a tense game from start to finish. Friday, you acknowledged keeping your emotions in check. So I guess in a tense game like this, tense environment, I guess where does your mind, your competitiveness go when, you know, occasionally teammates, you know, kind of have to come in and redirect you away from the refs?
Well, I didn't think they were going to give me a technical at any point tonight. I would have been really sad for people in Washington, D.C. I didn't want to do that. I tried my best. But my teammates do a really good job of that. They think I'm funny. They think it's funny. So, and then Aaliyah is the one that ends up with a technical. That's the best part about it all. Like, she's the one babysitting me, and then somehow she ends up with a technical, and she didn't really do anything. She was just standing there. So that's what was funny.
Caitlin even showed her sense of humor about the technical foul, which she totally didn't expect to get herself. She found it pretty funny that Aaliyah, who wasn't even involved, jumped in like that. This whole thing wasn't just about basketball, honestly. It was a huge test of her mental toughness when things got heated and she got called for an offensive foul during this super intense physical play against the Dallas Wings, Aaliyah just sprung into action. She literally yanked Caitlin away from the officials and stood up for her. Coach Christie also had her back, which just goes to show the incredible team support Clark has. And now that the pressure of those technical fouls is off her shoulders, she can really just concentrate on what she does best, scoring.
But I think I did a better job. I still thought there was like a couple moments there where I could have been a little bit better. But now it's basically over. I don't have to worry about that anymore, but I don't want to be getting technicals at all. So, and my mom doesn't want that for me either. And I don't want to pay any more fines. So.
Okay, so Clark admits there were times she could have handled things way more skillfully. She genuinely wants to stay out of foul trouble going forward, mainly to keep her mom happy and just, stay out of trouble. But honestly, she's been giving us what can only be called a masterclass performance. It really shows her maturity and how focused she is on elevating her game. She's keeping perspective too, with this kind of funny but honest take on the whole problem. After struggling to find her rhythm against the Las Vegas Aces, she only hit 3 of her 18 three-point attempts that game. Clark is absolutely locked in for the next level. She's heading into the playoffs with this newfound energy and determination. And get this, with her latest scoring spree, she's officially blown past Simon Augustus's rookie record of 74 points. She's racked up an incredible 61 points in her debut season alone. Averaging 19.1 points, she even dropped 35 points and dished out 8 assists, shooting 10 of 22 from the field, and an insane 6 of 14 from deep. Now that the tech foul drama is behind her, and she hasn't missed a single game, all eyes are going to be on her in the Fever's last regular season matchup against the Mystics. Oh, and let's not forget her absolutely stellar college career. She's got 2 ESPYs now. She was voted the top collegiate athlete in women's sports, and she set the NCAA scoring record, flying past Pete Maravich's mark with 3. She was even nominated for Best Woman Athlete, though Aja Wilson of the Aces took that one home, so no worries there. She only spent 4 years at Iowa, and to top it all off, she made history again as the first woman to win the ESPY for Best Record-Breaking Performance, a category that's been around since 2001. Caitlin Clark's adventure is truly just getting started, but she's already rewriting the record books as she heads toward the playoff. Beyond this record-breaking season, she's got the unwavering support of her teammates and all that knowledge she's gained from riding the highs and lows of her rookie year, all while keeping her eyes firmly on that title. There's just no doubt about it. Clark is here to dominate, not just to play. The league better be ready for this rookie, because she's only just warming up.